Hey, Lawton.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Lawton.
Hey.
Welcome to the meeting. I'm just making sure that you guys can hear me okay, but I cannot hear.
You can't hear anything?
Level. No, hold on a second. Okay, cool. This should be working. You guys should hear me okay. I'm going to mute everybody.
You can't hear us?
I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, that was Craig. That's me.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're ready to roll.
Okay, awesome. Would you guys want to do some training first or look at, it's probably easier just to review stuff first. I never can figure out if, the reviewing always seems to be more in depth than any of us realizes. So,
testing.
okay, sorry. Okay, so yeah. If you want me to start reviewing stuff right now, I'm ready for it.
I got something for you that isn't really...
I'm ready. I got something.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead. This is Ellen, but I'll wait till after you're done.
All right. Mine should be quick, Ellen.
Okay.
I don't have an actual piece, Lawton, but I need your brain for a second.
Sure.
I just need headline idea for a webinar I want to promote on Facebook. Maybe just the headline and maybe a couple bullets. You can just talk through it, write it if you like doing that. And basically, just to refresh you, I'm a mental toughness trainer. This is going to be an entry-level webinar to get people into my funnel front end. And it will be attracting people to a webinar on confidence building.
Okay.
Directed at athletes. So ad and what I should say, I'm guessing it should be congruent on the webinar on the landing page from the ad. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so have you done the ad yet?
No. I'm starting from scratch here. I just need your idea. Where would you go? I can go to Amazon and go look for some headlines and whatever and change Cosmo, but I got you to give me a head start.
Yeah. Let me, okay, so we're going to look at some ideas here. I like to kind of go in to this BuzzSumo. This is one of my favorite things to use. It does limit you, I think, per day unless you pay for their pretty expensive account thing. But basically, this will allow me to type in a phrase or a website and see what has been shared across social media, including the count of
Oh,
shares.
perfect.
So it's sort of like a okay, so 15 habits of mentally tough people.
I want to zero in on building confidence.
Okay,
How to build confidence.
let's see.
Find a headline for an ad and a landing page out of
Okay,
that.
let's see how to build confidence.
And specifically for athletes, competition, stuff like that.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe in sports.
Yeah, self-confidence. Let's try sports. Sports. Let's see. Not really seeing anything. I'm just going to type in self-confidence. So basically, you kind of have to do a little research here, but I use this for angles. So
Yeah.
this could be so you see like right here it says like 220,000 shares, 151,000, 85,000 shares.
Oh, so you can see what people are really interested with this.
Yeah. And it does limit you. I have a paid account, but basically I think you can only use it like 5 or 10 times per day. But that's kind of all you need to see if this is like a, let's see. So
Self-confidence isn't usually used in the sports world. Build confidence usually is.
right. Okay. This is a little vague for me. I don't like what I'm seeing on the page, but we'll try build confidence. I spelled it
Missing
wrong.
an N there.
Yeah. I'm awesome at spelling things wrong. No. Okay, so this was shared 5,000 times. Let's see. So I think 6 actions you can take every day to build your self-confidence. So you could definitely adapt that. It's a little vague, but basically let's I don't know what like chisholms.net or I don't know what entrepreneur.com. Okay, so this is from entrepreneur.com, which is heavily branded and people know that domain and things like that. So that's sort of why this vague headline did pretty well, probably. But you can definitely take something like this and 6 actions you can take every day to build your mental toughness, or to overcome self-doubt, or it just depends on the angle. So basically, let's do a little bit more. Let me copy this because I want to add it to our little wireless mouse has been acting up here. Come on, there we go. Okay, so we are going to go in here. We're just going to create a little notebook here for our ideas. And basically, so the key here is just to get some templates and ideas for what we could use and what we could, so it gives my brain a starting point rather than starting from scratch with campaigns and with ads. Come on, mouse. What are you doing? All right. Here we go. So this one's 6 actions you can take every day. You could do, 5 new strategies. You could do, 5 overlooked methods, for building rock solid self-confidence in any sport.
Is it legal to take, like, let's say I saw earlier you had Ronda Rousey and her self-confidence. Is it legal to use somebody's name like that in an ad saying?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think like you could definitely do something like the 7 confidence building strategies of UFC fighter Ronda Rousey. I think that type of stuff is fine.
Yeah.
And I think that would be cool. Like, so you could say something like, Ronda Rousey's confidence building. Let's just kind of go in here. So you could say something like, and I never know how to spell her name, but
yeah.
You can say something like this, dissecting. You could add like a list type post, 15 new ways. So this could all be article ideas or, so my kind of strategy for thinking about Facebook is, where I would have a Facebook ad that led into an article, or a Facebook ad that leads into an article or into some type of, not really an opt-in page, but more just like, some type of content piece.
Is that better? Would that better? I guess I have to test, but
yeah, I would test it and see.
Well, my first thought was to go right to a webinar. This is like an entry-level product for me.
Okay, so yeah, you could do like webinar invite. I think that would be pretty good. I mean, I think things will become so difficult at Facebook down the line that the people that will have the most success are people that are just driving Facebook ads to straight content.
That's what Kurt said earlier too.
I mean, I really think that is where it's headed. I don't know. And of course, it's like, Facebook is getting so picky that like we try to give people advice, and then it's like, you just never know what side of the bed they're going to wake up on that day. And if they're going to disapprove the ad, if they're going to start to like I don't think they'll ban the account for like one, claims type ad, but so I think things like this, 15 new ways Ronda Rousey is shaping her confidence level, use this list. Or you could say 15 new ways Ronda Rousey shapes her confidence.
Yep.
Or shapes her you could say boosts her confidence.
Builds, yeah.
Yeah, builds her confidence. You could say pro athletes take note, So,
Yep.
So something like a checklist or something that they'll be interested in, so 6 actions you can take to mimic Ronda Rousey's epic, confidence level in your own sport, And so these could be ads that just go straight to an article, or even just a webinar, or even just like a video, a short video, and then that video would invite them to a webinar. So it could be like a bridge page.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be a super long video. It could be 10 minutes of a PowerPoint, or so you could say like goes to a bridge page, which invites them to, it's like, hey, I've really enjoyed making this video for you. If you want to learn, some even more groundbreaking strategies on how to do XYZ, I've got a very special offer for you. And then you kind of go right into the webinar, webinar pitch or whatever.
Awesome.
So that's what I would do, because it seems safe to me. and it's like you're educating, you're indoctrinating. I mean, the talk that I gave at Todd's MFA Live was basically all about educating on the front end. It's almost like you can't give away, or I want to say that you can't show them enough. It's like you can never go wrong with showing them some awesome content and then asking for some type of action and doing that over and over and over again,
Yeah.
I mean, I just think you're going to stand out in your field. There's so much little cool things that you can do in order to educate them, indoctrinate them to, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's giving me this awesome information. And he's also inviting me to some cool extra training. So it's almost like if you're educating on the front end and then pitching on the back end, like, hey, if you've liked this, then I've got some extra stuff for you. It really doesn't count as a pitch because you're giving away so much goodwill,
Right.
And I think the industry will move toward that as a whole, as far as like, just having to get away from, oh, they're selling me something, or they're, very skeptical people or whatever. So, I think that selling is not bad and marketing is not bad, but I think trying to sell right off the bat will be harder and harder as markets become more sophisticated and people are, I mean, that's why you look at like Frank Kern's stuff. It's like, stop, like, this is not a sales pitch. It's actually designed to help you for free. Like that's in the front of some of the webinar invitation stuff he's doing because it's designed as a tutorial when he educates and teaches for 10 minutes and then says, hey, if you like this kind of thing, you'll love this webinar presentation that's going to be on XYZ. And, so instead of like leading with the webinar pitch, he indoctrinates and educates. And so I think that's just more friendly. It's a better way to do it. But it goes against all of our direct response.
Yep.
It's like we would love to put an ad out with a sales page and just run traffic to it all day and have Facebook love it. But that type of stuff is becoming harder and harder to do.
I'm thinking with this model you just provided, I could target, let's say, a sport, tennis. I could go find whoever's hot in tennis in the pro world, and I could adapt this whole thing using a tennis star's name.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think like, as long as you frame it as like lessons learned or strategies, strategies, like, so Novak, I don't know who this guy is, but
Yeah.
So basically, Ditchkovic's strategies, Ditchkovic's 5 strategies for eliminating his competition, detailed step by step, and that could be an article, that could be a video, that could be a podcast,
Yep.
That could be a template that you're giving away if they read the article. I mean, there's so much good content that I think Facebook will like. I'm just looking again here.
Any idea where to direct me to make sure I don't go on the dark side of using these people's names in my ad?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would just be careful to say like, obviously I wouldn't use any of their photos,
Yep.
But I think you'll be fine. I mean, I think things like, what does Serena Williams and, Andre Agassi have, the five, new tactics that Serena Williams and Andre Agassi use to crush their competition. And that could, and then that just goes to a straight blog page or autoplay video. I wouldn't put any kind of delayed buttons or anything else that seems salesy on that next page. I would just put it to a blog post or an article, something that's like not having any kind of reveal thing. It's just sort of like, hey, this is it. Everything is here. No, I'm not trying to like scam you or anything.
Yep.
because Facebook is all about user intent, and it's very much like treat people the way you would want to be treated. And again, there's no like hard and fast rules, but at the same time, I think the more work you do up front to create these type of education pieces, the more that, so David Ogilvy, very famous copywriter, he did all these house ads that were designed to pitch his agency and get clients. And so all of these were just articles, how to create advertising that sells. Let's see. How to create industrial advertising that sells. And so he's basically educating these people on some awesome strategies to create winning advertising. And then at the end, he's saying like, hey, if you want us to, I can't even remember what the pitch was for this, but the pitch is usually in this last paragraph here. But it's like so helpful that it's almost like they're not pitching, and so these are the type of things that we kind of showed at Todd's event, how direct response advertising can increase your sales and profits. How Serena Williams uses 5 new techniques to dominate the tennis field,
Yep.
New self-confident, even if your company has never, even if your self-confidence has sunk to low levels, read what this man has learned from studying Serena Williams, right? And then right here it says like, let me see if I can actually, yeah, okay. And then we'll go on to the next thing here, but it's like, I'm looking for the ad. Man. But basically the advertisement starts out with, hey, these are like 25, facts that Ogilvy and Mather uses and have learned from studying successful advertising. And then he lists them like it's a list type post, number 1, number 3, brand image, number 4, big ideas. And so he's educating them what works best in television. It's easy to read. It's chunked up into paragraphs with subheads. And then at the end, I don't even know what the call to action is, but at the end, it doesn't even matter. It's just sort of like it's giving them some idea. Here are a few of the ways Ogilvy and Mather uses the most accessible forms of advertising as part of our client marketing program. Some of them may be useful to you. So again, it's not saying these do work or anything. It's just saying, here's some cool stuff that we've learned, and here's all of it backed up by testing data and all kinds of stuff. So it's basically positioning themselves as an expert and an authority. It's giving away helpful content. It's basically being cool to the audience. And then at the end is saying, I don't know what to call that.
Here's the next step.
Yeah. Hey, would you like results like these? If so, call our office or mail into our office or whatever. Hey, if you want to learn even more groundbreaking confidence boosting tips that will actually hopefully be able to raise your score to a new, surprising level with far easier than you can do it on your own, I have a special new training for you. Here's what it is. Here's what it will do for you. Here's how to get it. Register for the free training right here. It's 100% free and it will help you. So, you could do tons of these and just keep inviting them to the same training. Or if you see that, okay, this isn't working, you can invite them to a new training. But you will never go wrong ever by creating content like this that's pitched as a tutorial that can help your market. And I think these articles were, 700, 800 words, 5-10 minutes tops, and I think you'll get better and better at teaching. You'll get better at positioning. You'll have more and more case studies. So this stuff is something that I'm going to be doing. And it's just good business sense,
Yeah.
and no one is doing it. So, it's, so yeah, if you type in Ogilvy and Mather house ads, you'll see some, there's even one, some plain talk about the stock and bond business, which was very successful. What everybody ought to know about the stock and bond business, right? Some plain talk about a simple business that often sounds complicated. And this was like 6,000 words, and it got a ton of business. And all it did was educated the prospect about, stocks and bonds and how it all worked, and, results not typical or whatever. And then, hey, like, if you like this kind of thing, you might want to send for I think this was like a book. But it doesn't matter. It's non-threatening. It's newsworthy. It looks like a news article. So it's very easy to do.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
good to go. Thank you. You can go to somebody else who's probably waiting. Thank you so much.
All right, cool. No problem. Thank you. All right, let's see the chat here. Chatting. Where'd you go?
Ellen wanted to be next.
Yes. Hey, Eddie, how you doing? Okay, Ellen, or let's see. Ellen, I know you sent me the page. Can you put that back in here, the first one you wanted to want me to look at? I think we have a good amount of people in here today, you guys. This is good. Usually like 5 people in here, which is not, bad, but we like to have more people. It's just funner that way. All right, let me see here. Ellen, are you with me there? Oh, it's coming up. Okay, cool. Awesome. Easy intimacy. Sweet. All right, cool. More people joined MTAM group. Oh yeah, they did. That's right. Hey, welcome to everyone who is joining us. Who is here. So Eddie, is that Eddie Coleman? I'm not sure if that's Eddie or not. All right, we're gonna look at this Exactia. All right. Congratulations for taking the step to ignite the passion in your relationship. Ellen, is this from people had bought and then they see this page? I cannot hear you. Let me mute everybody else and unmute you. 1 second, guys. The menu on this thing is super strange. Come on, doggone it. Manage participants. I'm going to mute all, and then I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to mute all.
Great. Hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Hey, sorry.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, yay. Okay. So for context, in answer to your question, people are getting an opt-in, a free opt-in, which is the 60-second passion igniter. And then this is the landing page after they opt in.
Oh, okay.
And basically it does 2 things. One is I'm thinking of switching out the top part, the part that's got the magenta background and then the black lines before that. I could put that in an on-camera video.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
but basically
you could get rid of it. It's probably just sort of like filler, and then just like
I keep being told over and over that you should tell people that what they thought they were getting when they filled out the form on the other page. You need to tell them that they're getting it.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I would just say, down here where it says an email with your access link, I would just say success, or congratulations. An email with your access link will arrive in your inbox in just a few minutes. But while you're waiting, I'd like to invite you to experience soul-connected intimacy with your partner in just 13 minutes guaranteed. Okay, so let's see.
And then basically, this is a $7 splinter product tripwire attempt. I've never done this sort of thing before.
Right. Okay.
And then if whether they do or don't take this, then they will eventually in an autoresponder get
repitched
to
or something.
Well, they'll actually, I don't know if they should get repitched to this, if I should move on to, I might give them one repitch attempt on this. And then if they don't take it, just move on to musicforbettersex.com and just move them right into the music with auditory pheromones for lovemaking.
Yeah, I think, because this is just to liquidate the traffic, if you are running traffic.
Right. Right.
First thing I see without touching any of the copy, which is always easy, is I would make your text black. It looks like your text is gray.
You're right. I agree.
Which is usually if this is like ClickFunnels or something, all of that stuff is always gray. I don't know why they do it, but it kind of blends.
I don't know. This is optimized press, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't actually put it up.
The easiest thing I always do, I think this is a white background. Maybe it's like a light blue or gray. I would just make it.
Yeah, it's a very light blue or gray.
I would make it a completely white background with just black text. That's always the probably easiest thing for readability. And it's not a huge thing, but it probably will affect,
Excuse me.
It probably will affect conversions somewhat. So it's usually good.
Interesting. Yeah.
To, so right here, I would say something like, and this is, and again, everything that we're doing here is, because people are like, what's the right words? What's the right phrases? What do I say to get people to convert into buyers? Everything is an education process. And it's sort of like making a soup or a stew. It's like you could put any kind of ingredients in there that you wanted to. We just want to make it as flavorful and tasteful as possible in the hopes that they will like it and eventually want more. You could never, because people ask me all the time, like, how do I convince people to buy? It's like, if you hate cheeseburgers, I will never, ever be able to write or script a video or do anything to convince you to buy a cheeseburger. But if you love cheeseburgers, then I could put 5 in front of you and construct an argument for you to be able to pick the one that I make. And that's the job. That's my job. So basically, assuming that it's the right audience, we want to get the right message. I would say something right here about.
When you say right here, just so you know, my Firefox crashed, and right before that, I lost your screen. So if you could just, when you say here, if you could just make a reference, I'd appreciate it, because I do have it open in Chrome. I just.
I'm gonna take this and put it on a new document, and let me know if you can see this document.
I'm just waiting for it to reload.
Sure. Okay. Blah 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 blah.
But I can see my own page in Chrome. So if you wanted to just make reference to it,
I can do
where
that.
you are, I can.
All right. So with no talk.
But in a document, however you want to do it. I just don't know how to get. It's as if nothing prompts from Browser. It's just not letting me get back into Zoom for some reason.
Weird. Yeah, it's probably going to ask you to like reconnect or something.
I am. Zoom crashed before my Firefox did. I think Zoom kind of crashed it.
Right. So when it says with no talk required, I think this is good. I also think like you could add something like this training is for couples who, I would add something in there before the bullet points, which basically says, who this training, I would add like a supposition, be like, even skeptical couples were delighted and beyond grateful when they found out this training worked so well for them. And you could say, here's who this is for.
Okay.
And
by the way, it's not actually a training, it's a guided experience.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if should come. Okay.
Well, you could say like, here's who this transformation is for.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, transformation. And you could say, this is for couples who want to deepen their intimacy, but don't know which experts to listen to or which programs to purchase. In order to have in order to have maximum intimacy in minimum time.
Okay.
This experience is for women whose partner shuts down when she wants to talk about feelings, desires, or anything to do with getting them to, quote, open up, unquote, And this experience, and this works even if you have tried all the recommended ways to develop more intimacy with your partner. Let's see, I'm trying to rephrase. And this is for couples who have gotten halfway good results, but are not entirely satisfied with their current situation. Or level of passion.
Well, there's going to be, this is actually just, this is one 13-minute experience. So it does create deep intimacy, but it's not, it's not my full,
right.
full
I'm
program.
just trying to phrase it in a way. So I would just say this is for you if, and then, these bullet points are fine. I just kind of added to them a little bit.
Yeah, I like what you've been saying.
So this works. This is for you if X, Y, Z, so you can get whatever benefit, right? So that's how we'd like to phrase this. So this is for couples who want to deepen their intimacy, so you can, immediately have the connection you've been longing for, ... This is for women.
You would put that in a single bullet, right? That would be in one bullet.
Yeah. So basically it's basically because most people, when they write bullets, they just write features. They don't write benefits, Like the washing machine is white. It's well, who cares? Well, it's because this washing machine is white and stainless. So you can always know that it's going to match with most of your furniture that's already in the house and not stand out like a sore thumb when your neighbors come over.
Right.
Benefit, So this works, this is for women whose partner doesn't want to talk about emotions, and works so you can XYZ, get them to open up without feeling like you are prying or being like that person, so I don't, so we use that so you can, so the feature, and then so you can is the benefit, what's the feature going to allow them to experience or whatever. Anyway, I think that, so basically I would say, this looks good, dear friend.
What's this? What's this that you're pointing to?
I would move that salutation down underneath your photo. So it says, from the desk of Ellen Milvac.
Put that under my photo?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I like this. If you're looking to rekindle the kind of soul-connected intimacy and unbridled passion that you experienced the first time you fell in love, then this may be the most important letter you read all year. Here's why. Okay, gotcha.
I was basically kind of modeling what you'd done on something else, so.
Oh yeah, that's that famous Gary Howard. if then opening, it works very well to, because it's really hard to start these letters. It's like, well, what do I say? Like before I start talking, so if then, if you have this huge problem, then this will help you. Let's see. Okay. So I'm just looking at it. I've been helping thousands of women. Okay.
By the way, there's going to be a men's page too, because there's already a gender split in the opt-in. So this is the women, just so you know.
Okay. I would say something right here. So in this first subhead where it says revealed the number one intimacy issue.
Yes.
I would kind of reword this to include that next paragraph by saying, I discovered a giant. I would just make this a. Okay, so I've also discovered what gets in the way, and then you have a subhead here, and then you have another sentence, and you basically start talking about something that's rarely given attention it deserves, even by the experts. I would make that the subhead. So I would say, I've discovered. I'm just kind of rewording what you said. It doesn't have to be what I'm saying here, but I'm just I'm thinking out loud before you take notes. So, I've discovered, or I've stumbled upon I've discovered the solution, which is ignored by many experts, to which stops many couples from deepening their intimacy, often for years. And so that's basically that is basically it's a cliffhanger. So basically, it's keeping them reading that copy because it's in that subhead. Okay. So basically,
so you just delete the subhead itself.
Yeah, I would delete the subhead. I would delete the subhead, and then I would basically say, I'm just reading this. And in that time, I've discovered a few things that work, and I mean really work when it comes to creating intimacy and sparking passion. And and sparking passion. ... Subhead. I've discovered. Let's see. I've discovered a giant stumbling block to, achieving. To skyrocket, I've discovered a giant stumbling block to skyrocketing your intimacy level, that's ignored by most experts in our field. I wouldn't say,
and that would be the subhead.
Yeah, I wouldn't say what is it you are asking, because that's like assuming that they're asking that, and it's sort of like I would just get rid of that too.
Okay.
And I would just say, so this goes into this next sentence. So you have that subhead, and then it says, this stumbling block is people are paralyzed by worry and fear that as time marches on, passion with their partner is waning. And they feel there is nothing they can do about it.
Would you leave the parentheses? This is really important. Would you leave that or not?
I would take that out.
Or delete it.
I would take it out, because by putting it in the subhead, you're saying that it's important.
Oh, wait, you put the whole, I'm not clear what you're suggesting all be in the subhead then. That's not.
No, it's not. So basically just the subhead would be, I've discovered a stumbling block that's to skyrocketing your intimacy levels, ignored by most experts.
Okay.
And then basically it goes into in all my years of working with couples, I've discovered. So we're basically just like, putting that sentence that's already there. And then instead of saying, what is it? I would just say something like, here's it's my pleasure to reveal this mystery to you, or, you know, here's the deal. This stumbling block is, comma, people are paralyzed by worry and fear, that as time marches on, their passion level will, like, you know, drop like a rock, and that their love tank will, you know, so basically I would like to use like a car analogy, you know, like just like a car runs out of gas after, you know, not refueling it, they're worried.
That's good.
They're scared to death that their love, you know, intimacy tank, quote unquote, will sputter and die at any moment, you know. It's inevitable, they say, you know, friends say. So I would say, and it gets worse because, so I'm just like adding little transitional phrases in between the copy you already wrote.
Good.
And comma, it can get much worse. You know, here's how. Unfortunately, most women in a committed relationship will gradually lose their interest in sex with their partner. Unless you know what to do to get it back and keep it, no matter your age or how long you've been in a relationship. And then down below, when it says, can you see the vicious cycle? I would say, if you would like to break this vicious cycle without, I would say, if you would like to break this vicious cycle without XYZ. So what's the big thing that they don't want to do, you know? You know, if you would like to break this vicious cycle without, you know, a huge therapy bill.
I was going to say having to go to therapy. Yeah.
Then, you know, I have some great news. And I'm just rephrasing this. So this is all recorded, so you can go back and just watch.
Yeah, that's great. Great. Okay.
So I would basically say, listen, being afraid and worried that your relationship, that your intimacy and passion levels will, you know, that have dived off a cliff and there's nothing you can do to get it back is 100% normal, and everyone goes through it. The problem is whether or not you subscribe to Oprah or Dr. Phil or self-help books. None of those experts has given you a step-by-step roadmap to bypass your fear until now. In fact, the reason why you want to have a detailed roadmap to success is so you can connect with your partner and experience the kind of sparks you thought were long in the past. Let's see. Before we get to the solution, I want to assure you that I felt just like you do, that I've felt just like you have in my romantic journey in the past. Here's what happened and how it benefits you. Let's see. There was a period of my love life when I wanted desperately to feel more intimacy with my husband of 20 years. And I believed he wanted it too. The sex was good. I mean, at least it was happening, but the emotional depth he and I both craved was lacking. I would put this, the sex was good. So I would shorten this and say into a subhead, the sex was good, but the emotional depth he and I both craved was sorely lacking. I would make that a subhead, just to keep people reading. In fact, I must confess, I felt alone while lying in bed next to him night after night, even after having quote unquote great sex. And he told me one night, that he felt a lack of connection as well, but neither of us could say so. Okay, so you said he did too, but you said he couldn't tell you about it. So how would you know? So I would just say, we both kind of avoided the issue. Even, we both knew there was a problem connecting even.
It could be I sensed he did too. Right,
Right,
I say that? I sensed he did too? Okay.
You could say, look, the sex was, great, sometimes even fantastic, but we both felt something was missing. In fact, none of us knew exactly, we were running around in circles trying to figure out what to do. So I suffered in silence, and perhaps you have too. It got even worse, ! I tried introducing books, that we could go through.
Yeah.
He would have none of that. Frankly, the communication route was just too uncomfortable for him. But I didn't know any other way other than to push through and get him to respond to me, And sadly, we divorced because we had no tools to overcome our intimacy gap. However, now I was on a mission to figure out how to have ever deepening emotional intimacy and fantastic sex. Let's see, I'm just skimming here. Yeah, I think this looks good. So right before you do ask for $7, I would put in some testimonials if you have them.
Oh yeah, they're right below the picture of the couple.
Oh, cool. Okay, so yeah, I would
put them higher.
Yeah, I would just put them a little higher, and basically be like, have a subhead that says, so it says easy intimacy is a sample that gives you a yummy taste of the bedroom seminar portion of my 4 keys to sexual ecstasy system. I would have a subhead that says the good news is this works for couples of all ages, backgrounds, and intimacy levels, and it can work for you too. And then you could have a couple testimonials and say, let's see. I wouldn't even talk about the full 4 keys to sexual intimacy system. I wouldn't even talk.
You wouldn't put it there?
No.
I
Because
thought that was sort of like seeding for the future when they're going to get.
Yeah, it could be, but basically like you want to sell them like whatever they want now,
Right.
You don't want to talk about 2 different products in the same letter. Just because like you want to keep them on this train that the solution is right in front of them, and this is the the first step is this whatever you're selling them right now. So I would get rid of that paragraph before, because I want to give you a taste, because I want to give you a real experience of what is possible for you and your relationship through my work and program. For only $7, you can enjoy easy intimacy tonight. Okay. So I think this looks good. I would just get rid of this paragraph and move up the testimonials. And then
would you put the photograph somewhere else, or what do you think about images like that? I mean, I've got other photographs of couples, but
yeah, I think that's fine.
But that's kind of at the bottom. Should I start putting them higher up on the page? Different pictures?
Not yet. I don't think that you need those yet.
What do you mean yet?
I mean, I don't think that you need them, because like if you just randomly put them up into the copy when you're talking about your story or their story, it might not make sense,
I see.
Unless it's like a sad couple who's frustrated when you're talking about like the emotional pain you went through. I think you could try that. I honestly don't think it's.
I do have a good picture of that, but
okay.
Yeah.
You could test it and see. I mean, split test the letter and see. But I think that's down the line. It's not gonna. It's
right.
Not gonna,
okay.
I like this. Here's what you'll get. For all of these, I kind of like to use that language. Like you get a 20-minute audio. You get. A guided experience with your partner into a state of deep, which will take you into a state of deep intimacy. You get.
You'd put that in front of each line and make it like bullet points?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's like building that desire,
Mm-hmm.
And then like you get beautiful music playing in the background, where I gently guide you both into exactly what to do. You get an experience of becoming in sync with each other. You get the ultimate, you get the guided roadmap of becoming in sync with each other. So you can use this, and you can use these methods over and over again to, instead of facilitate, I would use a smaller word like kickstart, or kickstart the same deep soulful connection whenever you want. And listen, you're 100% protected under my personal ironclad guarantee.
Okay.
Here's the deal. Give easy intimacy a try. You really only need to use it once to experience the profound results. And for any reason or no reason at all, if you aren't 100% delighted with your results, simply let me know within 30 days and I'll rush you a prompt courteous refund. Okay, yeah. So, and you can, I would say, and you could keep everything as my gift for giving it a fair try.
A fair try. And do you think it's important to put something about the secure processing, the secure socket layer thing and the padlock?
Sure. I mean, you could say,
is that important?
Yeah, you could say something like, once you order, here's what will happen. Once you click the order button, here's what will happen on the next page. You will be asked for your shipping and credit card details, and everything is like secure through, I don't know, whatever, so you could just have a paragraph of like what's going to happen on the next page, and how it's secure and whatever. Here's the deal. Simply click on the button below for just $7. You can get started with easy intimacy immediately. And you can say something like, even if it's 2 a.m., I've seen that before, even if it's in the middle of the night.
Do not wake up your partner to do this in the middle of the night.
Or you can say like,
not the best way to get started. Right.
So yeah, with the PS, I would add like another call to action. Like if you have a couple more testimonials, PS, like you might be, you could have like a frequently asked questions, like what are some results you might be able to expect when going through this program? Digital Marketer does that some, where they have the kind of FAQ at the bottom. They have 5 or 6 questions, and then there's another call to action to buy.
Okay. Even for just a little splinter product, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it never hurts to, that stuff never hurts,
Okay. Well, thank you. This has been very helpful. I really appreciate it.
Well, good. Yeah. And don't forget to, make it a white background and in black text. That's usually.
Oh yeah. And what do you think about above the purple headline at the very top where it says experience self-connected intimacy with your partner in just 13 minutes? Above that, what do you think about replacing that with a 30-second on-camera video? Congratulations for taking the step. You made it. Your thing is on the thing you just, your 60-second passion igniter is on its way to your email inbox, but while you're waiting for that,
I think that's fine. I mean, I think
it's good to do that.
Yeah, I think validate. So validate, we always want to validate what they just did. Congratulate and validate. Congratulations on getting your, congratulations. This is Ellen, and I want to say congratulations for taking this step to ignite the passion in your relationship to a new, deeper, and more fulfilling level than it is right now. Many people that I've come through in my coaching and consulting have believed that it was almost downright impossible to rekindle or even like light the flame of intimacy and passion from the very beginning if it wasn't there at all. And I'm here to tell you, not only did I feel the same way as you and was able to overcome and have amazing results, but you can as well. So everything is on its way to your inbox. While you're there right now, I do have a special important announcement for you that will actually help you and give you some more background on what this is and how it can help you. Everything is on this page. Please read it carefully because if you are one of these 3 things, then this message will help you. If you want to deepen your intimacy but don't know who to trust or where to begin, this will help you. If you are a woman whose partner doesn't want to talk about emotion and just like shuts down, this will help you. And this works even if you've tried all the recommended ways to develop more intimacy with your partner, but found they don't work at the level you desire. Okay. And again,
And you would say all that out loud in the video. You'd be kind of reading the first few bullets.
Yeah, like 30
Got
seconds.
it. Okay.
And then like you can have it on the page as well, you know. Again, thank you so much for you know, getting the guide. You know, this is Ellen, and I will talk to you soon. Please read this important message carefully, and look for my email in a couple minutes. Right.
Beautiful. Love it.
And you know, everything and then everything can go below the video, you know.
And then you would not have the text at the very top. You'd have just the video instead, right? Would you repeat the text?
I'd have the video, and then I would just have experience soul connected intimacy with your partner in just 13 minutes.
Good. That's what I was thinking. Good.
And then, so yeah, you don't need anything else.
Right.
Yeah. And
perfect.
Everything else looks good.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lawton. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
And your timing is perfect because I have to leave. I'm so glad. Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Okie dokie. Bye-bye.
Hey, Lawton. How's it going?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm good, and yourself, man?
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, I've got a couple of things I'd love to get your opinion on. Just a very quick context. I'm running, it's for the Learn to Play Guitar niche.
Oh, yeah.
I've obviously, I think you're going to be perfect too to give me some feedback there, because you're a player yourself and on the copy side. And I'm busy running a fully survey funnel based on Ryan Levesque's model.
Nice.
So the couple of moving pieces that we've got right now is obviously how people are entering in the funnel, so to speak, as opting in. So I've got a Facebook ad that we've been running. Then we've got the landing page for how they actually get into my list, so to speak. And then from there onward, we've basically got the VSL and the actual survey as well. So I'm not sure what part you think might be the first thing to start looking at this stage. I can throw in the ad here. There's a Dropbox link to the ad itself.
Yeah, sure.
And then I can throw in the landing page where people go to once they click that, because that's basically how they enter in my list, so to speak. And yeah, so I just that's the one thing. And then the other thing is, like, based on, I think it's Victor Schwab that wrote How to Write a Good Ad, that basic book talking about all the emotional drivers, you know, like sense of accomplishment and pride and all that kind of stuff. Just would have liked to get your opinion on people who play guitar for fun, not so much as want to do it for a living. You know, what do you think some of those emotions might be that I could highlight in the copy, both from the ad perspective right throughout, you know, the actual follow-up emails?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody kind of plays for fun. You know, I mean, I think they want to be able to enjoy the playing, and they want to be able to play, you know, where they don't look foolish. And so I think, okay, are you stuck in a rut and want to improve your guitar playing fast? Free guide, 5 steps to effortless guitar playing. Let's see. Okay. Dang, dude, 42 shares. That's awesome. You know, to me, that's like the ultimate test of anything, you know, because it's hard to, I mean, anyone will like something. Comments are really hard to get, and then shares are really hard to get. So congratulations on that. I mean, I think that, I think there's a lot of ways you can go here. I also think that, you know, so 5 steps to effortless guitar playing. I think that's good. I think it's a little, you know, heavy on the claims, effortless. But, you know, I also think, like, hey, if Facebook hasn't shut it down and you're getting good, you know, 20% opt-in rate or more, then, you know, it's probably good. You know, I mean, I think that, you could say something like, you know, free guide, 5 steps to playing songs on the radio, you know.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, so something where, you know, 5 easy, you know, so you could say something like PDF, or, you know, blog post, 5 steps to playing any song on the radio.
Okay, gotcha.
So that could be another ad idea, you know. And you could say something like, in the right underneath, right here, are you stuck in a rut and want to improve your guitar playing fast? I would say something like, has guitar playing become like passionless or light? You know, has your guitar playing become lifeless and boring? You know.
Okay, like that.
You know, like here's you know, after reading this, you'll want to pick up your guitar every day, you know. So you could say something like, after reading this new blog post, you'll want to pick up your guitar every day, and then the image, and then, you know, free PDF or free, you know, or you could say blog post, 5 steps to playing any song on the radio. Discover the 5 steps to playing your favorite songs, you know, without frustration or, you know, without feeling frustrated or annoyed, something like, you know. So I think, yeah, but I like that, and it's cool. You're getting the comments, you're getting the shares, you know, and I think that, you know, I think that that's good. Let me look at the next thing you posted here.
Yeah, that's actually the landing page they go to.
Okay, cool.
So,
okay. 5 steps to effortless guitar. Yeah, so I think, like, if you wanted to change the headline, I don't think you needed to change. I don't think you need to change like the graphic on the ebook at all.
Okay.
I think you could just change the headline, you know, or split test it and see. Discover the 5 steps to playing, you know, any song from Top 40 Radio, or discover the 5 steps to, you know, I mean, you could definitely niche it out, you know, discover the 5 steps to playing, you know, worship songs on Top 40, discover the 5 steps to playing, you know, progressive rock songs nearly effortlessly. Enter your name and email below to get instant access to your, I would say, detailed guide, you know.
Okay, like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they know it's free. I mean, they're not seeing like a buy button, but maybe they need to know it's free. I don't know. I'm always interested in what people think, but basically, discover the 5 steps to, you know, so if you wanted to say play guitar effortlessly, I think this is fine. It's obviously you're getting shares and people are opting in, but then at the same time, like, you know, I mean, I like to go over to, like, you know, you got Ultimate Guitar to see like what's in the news guitar wise.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, you know, heavy metal, obviously. You know, discover the 5 steps to playing all of your favorite Metallica, Metal, Megadeth, and, you know, whatever songs, you know.
Yeah.
And so I think this stuff can basically be, you know, discover the 5 steps to playing like all of your favorite 90s guitar songs, like Guns N' Roses, you know, picking your Red Hot Chili Peppers, and whatever. So I think, and Foo Fighters. So I think, you know, picking bands that people like, looking here to see like what are the bands that, you know, so 90s alternative. Let me see if I can click on this. Come on, I'll click on it. Oh, here we go. Sorry. All right. 90s alternative. So discover the 5 steps to playing, you know, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Pearl Jam songs in this free guide, you know. U2, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana. So I think, you know, looking up like 90s bands, looking bands that were popular in the last 10 years, Oasis, you know, The Strokes, The Killers, So you could kind of take this in a lot of different directions. But I do think that I would look at these articles in here and seeing like what is popular, as far as like, what people are reading, what people commented on, what tabs people want. I think there's a thing in here like top 100 tabs or something. Yeah, here we go. Top 100 tabs. So this will kind of give you an idea of, what people are wanting to learn how to play.
Gotcha.
Which is really surprising because I don't know anyone who wants to play like Drake songs, but
yeah, totally.
But you get the idea.
Yeah.
So you could say like learn how to play, 5 new ways to play every Elvis, and you could look for people that are like just like Elvis, So, John Legend, Led Zeppelin. So learn how to play, 5 new ways to play guitar like Led Zeppelin, the Eagles, and look for another classic rock, and like, Guns N' Roses songs.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff works well. I don't think you'll get in trouble for saying anything like that. But yeah, you can kind of see top 100, or you can even look at the titles and see, let's see, 5 new ways to, learn the songwriting, learn the guitar playing secrets behind hits such as Stairway to Heaven, Hotel California, and whatever other song,
no, I like that a lot.
So I think that could be a good other angle for your ad,
Okay, yeah, that's very cool. I really like that. I'm definitely gonna come and check out this. I didn't actually think about incorporating that, so I really dig that angle.
Yeah, because like you can even do one on Christmas. Christmas is coming up. 5 new ways to play your favorite Christmas songs. So it's like Silent Night. You're seeing all this. You'll start to see a lot more Christmas type songs. Oh Holy Night. What else is on here? In the next 2 weeks, all these things will turn into Christmas songs,
Yeah, totally.
And so I think that's it. Hallelujah. I think that there is a lot of opportunity here for country, for metal, for blues. And you don't have to like show them the tabs necessarily, but you can teach them like the basic building blocks of these genres,
Yeah. I like that angle.
And then, like maybe you're in your paid training, you're actually getting into, how to actually play it or something,
Yeah, totally. That makes a lot of sense, especially because one of the products I want to launch is like 50 famous riffs. Well, I'm just going to show them like 50 famous riffs, but then like you're saying, the ad can start with those main building blocks. And I'll show them, just the overall stuff and say, well, if you enjoy this, I've got this full course that has got 50 famous riffs with tabs and videos and everything.
Yeah, so I would show them like, okay, here's 3 or 4 famous riffs, and then be like, look how they're all connected by this one scale, And then because of these 1 or 2 scales, once you learn it, you can play these songs and you're showing them how to do it. And then be like, hey, if you, want to learn how to do this with 50 songs, and it's actually pretty easy, then download this free thing, or get this paid training. So I think like educating them on the scales or whatever they need to learn, like here's 4 chords that have been responsible for every major radio hit, that in the last 50 years, it's the easy chord progression, C, A minor, F, G. It's responsible for these 50 songs, it's like, I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So it's something like that which ties in that stuff together,
Yeah, no, I really dig that. And because what I've done now is obviously what you've just explained, like the 4 easy the 4 easy chords for those kind of typical hits is like obviously very different to learning Stairway to Heaven or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So in my survey, I basically segment people based on, just basically what it is they want to learn. Do they want to learn like blues stuff, which is what most people want, like Clapton and all those guys, or do they want to just learn the easy songs, etc.? But now what I'm thinking is I can maybe just send them straight to that based on the ad that they click, and then I can get to that, the main thing that they actually want a lot sooner before actually having to do any segmenting. So the ad can basically do the segmenting for me, because by clicking on that indicates they want to learn the classic rock stuff or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, like look at this thing. Like these are cool. So the 10 most used chord progressions in pop and rock and roll, So you don't have to say 10, you could do 3 or, whatever. So 50s progressions, 1, 6, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And, you can say, and then you could go find 10 songs and say, hey, these are all, and you could play a little bit of each of them and be like, hey, all of you know these songs. Well, they're all using. It's like, hey, I want to show you right now like 10 easy songs that are huge hits that all use the same chord progression, including Justin Bieber and, Stand By Me. And then basically, so yeah, I think this is a good article. This is, I just typed in, if you type in classic rock chord progressions, you could even say something like heavy metal chord progressions or blues chord progressions or, pop, whatever. So yeah, man, I think you're off to the races with that stuff.
Okay, fantastic, man. I'm gonna put that together, and then just wanted to check with you to get some like reviews on the VSL. What's the easiest way, or probably just a Word doc that I give you the link for in our call?
You can give me a Word doc. You can email it to me. It's lchilds@gmail.com. Let me just paste it in.
That'll be awesome. Thank you very much. Because obviously I was kind of racking my brain that everyone doesn't want to watch like a 20-minute video, but like that way it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like sitting there with your guitar demonstrating, 10 or 15 minutes goes by pretty quick, especially if you're saying like, you go on iTunes and seeing like what's popular now, like Eric Church or Luke Bryant or some worship stuff or, Justin Bieber or, whatever, and kind of say, look, there's 3 or 4 chord progressions I want to show you right now. And then, with these chord progressions I've just showed you, you can play like 90% of, songs in your favorite genre. And then that's the hard part, is like kind of transitioning into like your offer, like, is it something for everyone? Is it something for like different genres? And it's just, you're selling like 5 or 6 different versions of it. It just depends on what it is. But basically be like, look, now that you know these chord progressions I've just shown you, there's an even better way to do it. And that's if, you have these building blocks that are adaptable for any genre, and that's in my course, and you show them the testimonials and here's what it will do for you. It's going to do X, Y, Z, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. And then reveal the price and say, here's why this is a no-brainer. Like if you were to hire a private guitar tutor, then cost you at least $30 an hour times, 12 months, which is whatever, so it's like, you justify the price.
I love that. That's very cool.
Cool, lad. Yeah, we'll send that over when it's ready, and I'll take a look.
Fantastic. Thanks, Alton. I really appreciate it, man.
Cheers, man.
Have a good one.
Lawton, this is Melanie. Can you hear me?
Hey, Melanie. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so I have a link, and I don't know if it's fair to do this, but it's like a whole sales letter.
Okay. I mean, I could. Yeah, we'll.
It's my first. Oh, you don't have permission. Shoot.
Here we go. Oh yeah, that always happens. I hate Google Drive. It's always like share it with someone, and then it's like, no, they can't see it. Yeah.
Can you do that?
Let me see.
Yeah, I could go. It's my very first one too, so I think it's like really, yeah.
Oh, no. Whatever. Well, tell me about tell me about what you're trying to do.
I'm actually trying to help the baby boomer generation. They're a lot of them are trying to find kind of encore careers because of retirement issues,
Right.
and many are getting into doing stuff online, but they don't really have the technical skills.
Mm-hmm.
Where can I?
Let's see. If you go back to your Google, if you go back to your Google Doc and then you go to share it, there's a little thing in there that says can view or can edit. And you just want to make sure it says one of those things when you go to share with me.
Oh, you know what? I hadn't hit the done key. So let's try going back.
Okay.
See if it'll let you. Oh, come on. Let me see if I got a different link. If I do this.
Let's see. I just requested access, so you might get an email from me.
Okay.
I'm checking my email. Let's see.
Come on, email.
Let's see. Oh, it's from Todd. Part 2. Let's see. While we're waiting on that, does anybody else have something they want me to see? We got a
Hello?
hello.
Yeah, this is Kevin Lawton. I was wondering, I have a sales page too. I'm really just curious about the headline.
Okay.
So I can just throw that in.
Yeah, just throw it in while we're waiting for this thing to do its magic. We will look at your page.
Okay.
We will yell at you.
And that's always good. Yelling is awesome.
It is awesome. So
Wait.
that's how we get most things done around here.
Did it? Oh, there it went. It's in there.
Okay. Oh, dude, this is awesome. Let me mute. Let's see if I can mute whoever that is. Let's see. I'm gonna mute everybody. Then unmute.
You're still muted.
All right, sounds good. So hopefully we'll Okay, thanks.
All right, I muted everybody. First thing again, I would just get rid of this blue and make it white. It's just easier to read. I do like this. I would maybe something like say the surprising reason why back surgeons never get back surgery and the true story of why they tell their family and friends to never go under the knife either. You could even say something like urgent health bulletin, why back surgeons refuse to get back surgery, and the true story about why they tell their family and friends to never go under the knife either. I don't think you need RE back pain. You just don't need it. Dear friend, I would put this down here, so I would just have the same font like dear friend. So it would say from the desk of Dr. Kevin, Cuccaro. And then, my Dr. Nick, I can't talk. My name is Kevin, Dr. Kevin Cuccaro. First thing you should know is I'm a chronic pain specialist. I would say something like this. I would say, the reason I'm writing you, dear friend, my name is Dr. Kevin Cuccaro, and that might seem like a shocking headline, but I needed to get your attention. And the only way I could do that was with, the truth. With that out of the way, my name is Dr. Kevin Coccaro, and I'm a chronic pain specialist. I trained at the University of Chicago and the University of Michigan. I even taught other doctors how to treat pain, and I'm here today to warn you, I would say, and I'm here today with an urgent warning. So I would go up here and kind of say, my name is Dr. Kevin Coccaro, and I have an urgent warning for you. Before we get to that, the first thing you should know is I'm a chronic pain specialist who trained at the University of Chicago in anesthesiology and the University of Michigan in pain medicine. The reason why that is important to you is I taught other doctors how to treat chronic pain. Unfortunately, I'm here today to warn you that almost everything doctors tell you about, I would say, like treating back pain or managing back pain or curing back pain is dead wrong. Now this claim may seem hard to believe, and so I would say something like, now this claim may be hard to believe, and I wouldn't have believed it myself until I had seen the cold hard truth with my own eyes. It might be also hard to believe for you if you've had bulging discs, need a series of injections, or even surgery for your pain. And I would say, and believe me, I completely sympathize and understand your situation. Here's how I know how you feel. Because I was able to survey hundreds of patients who had the same back pain that you probably have. And over the years, I watched how our back treatments affected the patients that I talked to. And I honestly could not say things were getting better. I would make this a subhead. I would say I honestly could not say things were getting better for these patients. In fact, a lot of times they got far worse. Even though we did have many success stories, a lot of times drugs led to more drugs, injections led to more injections, and the pain eventually came back. Let's see. So I would say you might be like the pain sufferers I talk to. You might feel trapped. You might feel decreased mobility. You might feel trapped by monthly visits to fill expensive prescriptions and ultra painful injections throughout your calendar year. You might have also turned to back surgery as a last resort. I would make this a subhead as well. So I could say I was honestly surprised by the findings when we surveyed our patients. And I was troubled that I was actually probably causing more harm than good. Because I realized our goal was to manage pain, right? It's no secret back pain is big business. Let's see. I wouldn't have like links here because you don't want to take them off the page. But I would say, like, you can find my research. Let me just unmute you real quick. So all this is being recorded, I'm pretty sure. So, you don't have to take notes. This was Kevin. Yeah, mute. You there with me, man?
Oh yeah, I was typing like a madman.
So basically, I'm just rearranging it a little bit. I think this is awesome. I also think you could rearrange this and say that, you were right all along. The pharmaceutical industry is, quote, out to get you, unquote. It's like, and you could say something like, look, I would love to say that I did everything I could for my patients and really tried to make their lives better. And in many cases, I did. But at the end of the day, I realized that I was up against a large, monstrous machine that was more interested in, and you could have another subhead, like grabbing the patient's wallet than actually healing them,
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've, done even the research and seen that, I would say something like this, the NCBL. I don't know what that is.
Those are not going to be in there. Those are just, I like to put those in so I know exactly where they go. So when I do,
okay, I got you.
It's like a rough kind of thing.
So I would say something like here, the National Center for Back. I don't know what NCBL is.
That's actually part of the National Institutes of Health. So it's actually from PubMed. That's just a PubMed link.
Oh, okay. So I would say the National Institute of Health reports that 50% or more of all spine surgeries are believed to be unnecessary. Furthermore, they reported that 60% of people are told they need surgery despite having nothing wrong with their backs. So I would just have this in a couple paragraphs, and I would say whoever said it,
Mm-hmm.
In fact, pharmaceutical companies influence doctors to push strong painkillers, which created huge profits and caused additional pain and even in some cases widespread addiction. Let's see. To make matters worse, so I think all this stuff just needs some transitions.
Okay.
To make matters worse, injections for back pains. The injections I dutifully performed didn't help people stay away from dangerous painkillers and back surgery. Instead, they led to more painkillers and increased back surgery. Okay, let's see. I would say something like here. I was desperate for a solution that honestly helped people live full lives again. Instead of this, are we even treating back pain?
Okay.
Unfortunately, after discovering hidden facts, I didn't know what to do next. Okay, I think all of this is good. I would say something like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was kind of going with that, but yeah.
So, in fact, if I had read this before I started questioning our results with managing pain, I would have said that's impossible or that doctor is crazy. I would say, but the medical industry is built on, some whacked out principles, as you have no doubt seen proof of in this letter. In fact, the definition of insanity is, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's why I wanted a different solution for my patients. I might just, let's see. The good news is I discovered a solution that works now and doesn't have any of the negative side effects that plagues our industry on a daily basis. It works for one type of person, though. If you need more drugs, more injections, and weekly manipulations, then it will not work for you. But if you do want to start over with a new approach that puts you in the driver's seat and back in control of your body, then I can help you. It's time to free yourself from back pain forever. I think this looks good. Instead of calling it a program, I would call it like a solution, a breakthrough,
something.
Something.
Yeah.
So basically, when you're describing your product, instead of saying like it does, you can always say replace it with some description like, you know, this brand new method of relieving pain, you know, or so it's a descriptor, and it's an easy way to keep describing the product in different beneficial terms when you say it, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or what this breakthrough development does for you. You might be asking yourself what this breakthrough development actually does for you and your aching back. Here's the deal. The goal of this, again, this program, you could say, the goal of this, you know, revolutionary discovery is to give you the information, understanding, tools, and techniques to finally free yourself from your back pain, which in turn puts you back in the driver's seat of your life, which is where you deserve to be. Let's see. Everything is easy step by step, period. The program itself is easy to follow, comma, and uses an easy 6-step video series, which takes you from where you are now to a future free from agonizing and crippling back pain. The best news is, comma, it's downloadable. So even if you order it at midnight, you can start, you know, putting it into work today. How this breakthrough method works to finally rid you of back pain. I think this is good. This is good. I would maybe put these in bullet points, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. If you wanted to name the phases, that could be cool. You know, like phase 1, reversing stupid medical, thinking forever. You know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Blah blah blah. You know, phase 2. You know, challenging common wisdom, which, you know, reversing. So I would just think of like, is there something that we can phases? You know,
like a mechanism for each.
Yeah,
one.
mechanism.
A named mechanism.
Yeah, so that's always fun. And then the 4R framework. So phase 6, the 4 R's. You know, and then you kind of explain the 4 R's. I would bold every other bullet point here. So like this one's bold, that one's not bold, this one's bold. Let's see. I like these bullet points. Good job. Bullet points are really what sell the thing. You know, it's like increasing and ramping up this desire. I would maybe put a subhead after like 7 or 8 bullets and say, you know, that sounds like a lot of information, but it gets even better because ... you know, and then you just keep going, you know. So, I mean, I've seen sales letters. We did ones with 40, 50 bullet points. I mean, you can never have enough, you know. It's just like, what's even more ways I can describe this? Yeah, awesome job. Let's see. Let's see. I would say, like, remember, I said that, you know, remember the medical industry is out to get to your wallet and not to relieve your pain. That's why, comma, throughout our, you know, brand new program, you'll also discover the truth about the healthcare system and the business of never giving you a cure, you know. And then I would go on with the bullet points. I think this is good. Yeah, man, I think this is awesome. Let me look at the. Okay, cool. 30 days of pain-free back. We're gonna take out your back and replace it with a new back. Yeah. I would maybe justify the. All right, so you see, I would basically put this in left align text.
Yeah, you know, I was writing on a lead page and all that.
It all got in the thing.
It all does whatever it does.
Right. Yeah.
Like I have more testimonials, but it only gave me room for 3. So
that's fine. So basically, right here, I would I would justify the price. You know, like why is it 187? You know, what's an average? You know, 187. You know, I could have made it far more expensive, but 187 is a very fair price for people that want a solution right now. You know, if you think about it, like the average person spends XYZ a month on, you know, chiropractic visits and pain medication. You know, I even think we were talking about this at the conference about like the lifetime cost of Advil and, you know, chronic pain sufferers.
Oh yeah, well there's a lot of stuff I could put in there.
But yeah, I think hopefully that'll help to get you.
No, that was super helpful. That was as I said, I'm glad you recorded it because I was typing and then now I was writing and
yeah, I'm pretty sure all this is recorded. So you know,
that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I really
all right.
Appreciate
Thanks.
It.
All right, Melanie. We're back to you. Let me see. Let me go back here and look. Sorry, that took a little longer. But we're all in this together. Okay, here we go. Todd. Okay. Dude, on these, they always email me. Stop emailing me. I don't want to stay at your hotel. Can't unmute. Let me see. Yeah, that's because I switched it up on you. Here we go. All right, you're unmuted.
Hey. Okay, great.
Okay, I'm looking at this.
So the up at the very top, that's just two different kind of headlines for the opt-in page.
Okay, awesome.
And kind of give you an idea.
Okay, cool. I would say something like, I would maybe test something like, and I'll just dictate here.
Okay.
I would just say something like, for people over 50 who've wished that, you know, the point and click promise of the internet would come true, as far as something like basically like, do you wish it was Microsoft Word easy, or do you wish that the ease of sending an email on the internet would translate to you actually making money from the internet? You know.
Okay.
But I really like what you have here. New change to the internet is now giving non-technical baby boomers a rare opportunity to collect up to 12 annual passive income payments. I would say with just 3 hours of from home work each week.
Okay.
You could probably get rid of from the internet. It's like the internet's like a person, you know. Now, even if you barely know how to turn on your computer, you can still use the internet to provide a consistent passive income if you choose.
Okay.
And then I would say, like, yes, I want my free guide, or I want my free, yes, show me how to do it, or, you know, you can always play with the button text. But I like this, 12 annual passive income payments. Okay. Over 50, mid-2015 change to the internet is now giving 12th annual passive income payments that are safer and more reliable than AAA dividends. Yeah, I would just say collect up to 12 annual passive income payments, comma, more reliable than AAA rated dividends, period. I wouldn't even say 3 hours of work from home. And I would say, so I would put that down here. you know, just takes 3 hours of work each week, and can provide consistent passive income.
Okay.
So with this thing, it's like, I think it needs more of like an introduction, like who, you know, is this coming from you? Is it coming from, you know, like, dear friend, my name is so-and-so, and, you know, it needs like a pain element, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I have the introduction of me below that.
Oh, cool.
I guess I can move that up.
Yeah, I would just say, I would just start with the introduction, you know. And then maybe you can put this stuff in the PS, you know, like, listen, this is for you if you're in the baby boomer generation and concerned about your retirement income. I would have this part here, so I would get rid of this.
Get rid of the, well, I have such a simple, okay.
I would say, so I would say this. I would say, let me ask you a question. I can't spell. Let's say which. Come on. Let me click it.
My mouse died earlier this week.
Yeah, I think of my mouse as like, it's either the mouse pad or the mouse.
I just went and bought a new one, and it works so much better.
I don't get it. I think they're just like cheap, you know?
Yeah.
Here's why. That. Oops. I would just say, instead of saying this, I would say, you know, you might have heard that you know, you might be experiencing you know, whatever, you know, income you might currently be, I would say, like, no matter your current income, and your understanding of the retirement forecast of many Americans, I can assure you the situation is far, far worse than you might have realized. In fact, here's a little bit of what people over 50 are saying about the you know, the state of retirement in America. Quote. So I would do like quote unquote.
Okay. Yeah.
Those
came from forums, and I didn't want to.
Oh, cool.
Names on there.
Right. Yeah. In fact, according to Healthline.com, the recent Great Recession was hard on most everyone, but it appears it was especially difficult on baby boomers. So much so, the rising number of Middle East people in that generation resorted to suicide as the weight of economic problems overwhelmed them.
It's kind of harsh, but it's true. I mean, they've been talking
Yeah,
about
I mean,
what,
that's,
yeah.
you know, make this, I would just say, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 8.8 million jobs were lost since the beginning of the Great Recession. And I would say like since 2008 or whenever.
Yeah.
Let's see, I like this. This is good. In here somewhere, I would say, you know, it might seem like doom and gloom, but the good news is some, you know, while I would just say something like,
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
or however you want to, you know, however you want to phrase it. You know, and like I've just added this in, so you could say whatever's true. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. That's
Here's
true.
how this new shortcut can work for you. You could say like, and how it is fully ethical and compliant with the U.S. government. You know.
Yeah.
If they're worried about that.
Yeah, but that'll be one thing they're worried about is it a scam? Is it, you know?
Right. Compliant.
That's all right. I know what you meant.
Let's see.
So this is me trying to do the EBM down here.
Oh, cool.
So telling them a little bit about it, and by teaching them something they could use without ever buying the product, but I'm not teaching them enough, so they need to buy the product.
Make this a subhead. Make this another subhead. Come on.
Gosh.
What the heck? Hold on, I'm just gonna get rid of the mouse. It's definitely my mouse, I think. Okay.
Yeah, my dog totally died on me earlier.
I would make this a subhead. Bold every other bullet thing. This is just to break up the eye relief a little bit.
Yeah, nice.
This is fine. Make that a bullet or thing. I would say here's everything included in the passive income boom system. Here's exactly everything you're getting. when you order the passive income boom system today.
Okay.
The great news is, as a generation, we have defined America up to this point for many ways, and now we'll be redefining retirement. Okay. I would say, like, who is this not for? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you want some push-button promise, this is not for you, and ask you to stop watching this right now and, get it back.
Go have a good day.
Yeah. Go take a long walk off a short pier, So instead of learn, I would say discover how to be 99% sure.
Okay.
Learn is like a work word.
Yes.
I would bold every other one, and you can have these appear in the video, as you talk about each one.
Yeah.
You don't have to have them all on the page at one time. Let's see. Okay. And then, do you talk about the price before you ask for the order?
No.
Okay.
It's further down. I start talking about the price.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
There. I don't know if that's right or not. I'm just.
I mean, I think this is good. I don't know if you actually need. I would pick your 5 best bullet points here.
Yeah.
Because you don't need all this. You maybe need 3 or 4, because then you're getting into the modules, which takes longer.
Okay.
To describe and stuff. So I would make the meat of your, what it is, this part, and I would shorten up this part, and really only have what you really think needs to be there.
And this, I guess this will be the video, the long form letter or short form letter, whatever it is, and then that on the video, the button will just come up about that time. I guess I'll just. And then I'll say it in the video. You could go ahead and click the button below.
Right.
Is that how you do it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could test it 2 ways. One is just to ask for the order early. The other one is to only ask for it after they know how much it is and how much.
Okay.
When you've justified that. You could also have it pop down when you start to talk about the modules.
Okay.
So like module 2, module 3, you can have it drop down.
Okay.
Let's see.
I know you didn't go into more detail on those.
Yeah, for everything, just say what it will do for you, what you've done for a lot of them. And then it's like, hey, everything is delivered. So I would say, here's how everything is delivered. You'll get, once you order the course, you will get instant access, and you will get an audio recording of each module so you can download and listen while you are driving, working out, or taking a walk, or whatever you prefer to listen to. You also get checklists and mind maps to help you every step of the way. If this was to be sold, in a retail situation, you could easily charge double to triple the price. But today I want to, give it to you for far less. And in fact, I'm even sweetening the deal by including these bonuses. All told, everything has a total value of, $594. Let's see. Yeah, so I think this is cool. I mean, I don't think you need tons and tons of bonuses.
Because it's not a very high price thing. But.
Yeah, I would just say choose the top 3,
Okay.
I don't think you need all this. But yeah, I think this is good. Some kind of chart, yeah. And then why is it only $67? Because I want you to start right now, and because I want you to have every advantage, for a limited time, you can get this for only $67. And then, everything is fully refundable. I would have some testimonials if you do have those, either on the page or in the video. right here where you talk about the price. But other than that, yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Wow, thanks. That was so helpful. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And yeah, so and then if they say no, I would definitely follow up with 4 or 5 emails with testimonials or with some training, like take some stuff out of module 1, teach them that in like a 5 or 10 minute video, and then repitch.
Okay, yeah.
And then you could do that 5 or 10 times. It's not there's no you teach them a little something, and then you repitch. Like, hey, I really like making this video for you. Remember that you only have 5 days left to join the program. Here's exactly where you're going to get again and what it will do for you. And then you just kind of re-go through the modules and then say, again, you get all these bonuses as well. If you act in the next 4 days, if you act in the next 3 days, you act in the next 2 days.
Yeah. And then maybe like the last day have an extra bonus.
Yep. And the last day have an extra bonus and email them like 5 times.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if they unsubscribe, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah, they probably would anyway at that point.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as you frame the training, as long as you say, hey, I have some new training for you on module 1, module 2, module 3, and you pick something out of every one of those modules for 5 or 6 days and you repitch at the end, the buy button comes up. And, so that's how we did it with Frank Kern, and that was a $15,000. So it was like re-indoctrinating them, like, hey, here's where you are in this process. Like, I've been watching you with Infusionsoft. I know what you're doing.
I know how much you watch.
If you want us to do this for you, like, here's how much it costs. Here's what will happen. But he gave some training and then repitched like 4, 5, 6 times, and every time we did that, we followed up with some new training and then repitched, we got more people.
Yeah.
But we weren't just saying like, hey, go buy this. You didn't buy it, go buy it.
Yeah, there has to be something new about
Yeah, which is what everybody does. Like, oh yeah, you didn't buy this, so I'm emailing you again.
Right. Okay. I love it.
Who cares?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good job. Okay, we're at the 2-hour mark here. Who else has stuff? Let's see. Guys, how about we take a 5-minute break? I'm going to get some water and use the bathroom. And then when I come back, just paste stuff in here. And then we'll come back and we'll do another half hour or whatever we need to do to make sure everybody gets all their stuff. Is that cool? So just like a 5-minute guy. And I'll stop sharing here. And then we'll be right back. Hey guys, I am back. Let me see, share my screen. Okay. Oh, you sent me the email via Docs. Okay. Got it. Hey, Robert, I'm looking at your stuff right now.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How you doing, man?
Very good, very good. Thank you, thank you. So, okay, so I sent you that link to my staging server. We're revamping the website, and below, actually, in this docs, there are a couple of headlines that I would ask you to look at. But before we do that, can you actually, so you have a perspective, look at that staging server and that what I'm trying to accomplish on that page. So that
Yeah.
probably would, that probably would help to put everything in perspective.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is it. This is it. So what I'm trying to accomplish here, well, I would like to ask you first of all to help me with the headlines. And my goal, well, hopefully for today, is to get that main headline that you see above face, body, mind to be generic. Generic to what? Generic to three options that we're offering at the spa that are related to face, body, and mind. And there's a little twist because the mind, I think, is going to change to health. In a second, I'm going to explain what I mean by this. So there's one underlying therapy that we're using to help people with their face, body, and at first it was mind, but later on we realized that it's people coming more and more with health problems. So I was just thinking even switching that to health, even though it doesn't flow. So that's one thing I want to ask you when you look at these things.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing I see right here is it's a lot of like terminology and.
No, but don't look at this. Don't look at this. Is just a placeholder. You know, this.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you go to dogs, you will see what like the stuff that I already work on with Todd and do a little bit. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay.
So obviously we follow up with the letters and stuff later on, but this is, I just want to start with this headline. So once again, when you look at this, the one that you're looking at, actually, this is the one that is done.
Okay.
Then there is one that below that, the mind, and with the arrow pointed to health. That's what I was thinking about, switching to health. And there are a couple of headlines that we're considering to putting in that space. And the one that is completely undeveloped is, if you go even lower, you will see that there is one for face, and that's just points that hopefully can help me with this a little bit. And again, going back to, so you will see in all of them, there's this neuroplasticity therapy that is a core of everything that we do. And that aspect is kind of like a glue to everything. And I was hoping that in the main headline that you saw on the landing page, which I call the placeholder, would like have something that would be appealed, because we have all kinds of people, and I was hoping that when they come to the page, and one comes with face, one with whatever issue they come, they look at it, oh, it's not, they don't feel it's not for me. It's, yeah, well, let me just look at my section. So it's kind of, you know, not too complex, not too scary, but kind of inviting, if you know what I mean. Like,
right. So if this term is not one that they know and understand, then we want to educate them on that. So if I was doing it, what I would say maybe is like, so if I'm looking at the body, so I would use the first couple paragraphs. I don't even know if I would really I would maybe like have it be more curiosity. So I would say new program uses neurotherapy as an effective surgical alternative for weight reduction. I would say new program uses neurotherapy as an effective surgical alternative for saggy stomachs, flabby arms, love handles, and cellulite dimples. And I would say this brand new alternative to surgery, I would say like, so I would have like 3 or 4 paragraphs here, like, dear friend, if you're worried about love handles and cellulite building up and frustrated with So basically, you're going to need like 5 or 6 paragraphs to explain what this is, and why they haven't heard of it.
Actually, I have that already. I on purpose didn't include that because I just don't want to divert into, because I'll tell you what, like my dilemma is like, I'll try to launch this page, well, not as soon as possible, but like, let's say better sooner than later. And what I'm trying to kind of create and use your brains to help me to kind of make everything uniform. So when somebody comes with the face or with an affliction, they feel like they arrive in the right space rather than being, so they talk about body, but I have acne.
Right.
Okay, so that's not for me, maybe, and yada yada. So, so the images on that landing page kind of, so I'm just trying to create that it's you're on the right page,
Right. No, yeah. I mean, I think you will. I just think that I think though that I think that using words in the headline that they might have never seen before could cause them to leave the page. So that's why I do want to have sort of like a new program. So that's why like so yeah, so you'll have all this stuff here. So then there needs to just be some like education on what is neuroplasticity therapy and why haven't they heard of it? And then like what, so like, why haven't you heard of it? And then like, what does it do to revolutionize the, how is it getting all these results? Otherwise, because if this neuroplasticity therapy, like it just sounds expensive, it sounds confusing, if like when you first see it, that's why we're waiting a little bit to introduce it in the second, sub headline or whatever. Unless this is a common term, I've just never really heard of it. So,
well, I just sent you something again. Maybe that will help to have a perspective. If you go into your so the weirdness of that term we're using, kind of, well, the reasoning behind it was to avoid the Google slap,
Oh, right. Because it just sounds like, I mean, right off the bat, it just sounds like plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
People see plastic and they think plastic surgery, and that's not any slight on you. It's just how people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I said new therapy, proven in the field as an effective surgical alternative, fixes saggy stomachs, flabby arms, and I would just say cellulite dimples. It's called neuroplasticity therapy, and chances are you've never heard of it until now, right? So they're kind of saying like, what is this? So then we would go on to say, here's what it does. You'd have a paragraph about two or three paragraphs about, it's very popular, in our clinic, and we're seeing great results throughout Europe. It's not in the United States yet. And, so you'd have 3 or 4 paragraphs of like why they haven't heard about it. And
can you actually, sorry for interrupting, can you actually switch for a moment into that other document?
Sure. Oh, this is the other one. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I just clicked on it. There we go. Maybe this is the same thing.
Could be the same. It says wrong.
Just resend it.
Yeah. Oh, actually, because I went to a new. Did I? Oh, probably. Sorry about that. So let me just quickly open again. Open. Probably did. Yeah. Make sure. Yeah, hopefully it went this time.
Okay. Stuff. All right, here we go. Invitation to edit. VSL script. Let's see, looks like, okay, cool, here we go. Yeah, so I think this is fine. I just think like, I don't know like where this is going to go, if this is going to go like on every page or.
Because I'll tell you, my kind of idea is that this is going to be a separate landing page, but that we're going to drive traffic to that landing page when it's when the PSL is done, and etc. So we're creating a funnel for that product or service, I should say. And when you go into that landing page that I showed you originally, the first one, so when you enter, let's say, body, because this relates to the body, you will again see that headline.
Right. But then, like, basically, is this copy for all three?
No. This is just for one.
Okay. So basically, I think this is fine, like, to basically have this copy, in the body. I would maybe take like this neuroplasticity therapy out until like the second paragraph.
Okay.
And then basically talk about like, hey, I want to talk to you today about a new technology called, neuroplasticity therapy, which is causing women of all ages all around the GTA to so I would have hello, I want to talk to you about a new technology called neuroplasticity therapy, which is helping a small handful of fortunate ladies to reclaim their natural beauty with literally no risk, hassle, or pain. Neuroplasticity therapy might sound like plastic surgery or some painful or some invasive medical procedure, when in fact it's totally the opposite. In fact, keep watching, and today I'll show you how an open heart surgery in 2009 on a 7-week boy named Sean gave birth to a new therapy, which in 2015 has led to the biggest breakthrough in health and weight loss reduction in the modern century. Yeah, I think this is good. I like the story aspect. I just think I think if you mention that neuroplasticity therapy in the headline, it might cause people to leave.
Okay.
I'm not sure though. I could be totally wrong. But when I see like neuroplasticity therapy, it sounds like plastic surgery or something like, like that. So that's why I would just say new program uses brand new therapy, which is proven as an effective surgical alternative for saggy stomachs, flabby arms, and cellulite reduction. At this very moment, women of all ages all around the GTA are literally throwing money down the drain on completely ineffective body contouring treatments and products. Meanwhile, brand new technology is helping a small handful of fortunate ladies to rapidly lose weight and restore their natural beauty with literally no risk, hassle, or pain. The technology is called neuroplasticity therapy. While that might sound like a plastic surgery of some type or some other type of, weird medical procedure, I assure you it's none of those things. In fact, if you keep reading, I'll show you how, one 7-week-old boy's surgery named Sean gave birth to a brand new therapy that in 2015 has led to the biggest breakthrough in health and weight loss reduction in the modern century. I think this is good. Let's see. I don't know if you need this. You might just say like, the fact is, with this new discovery you're about to hear about, all you need is the willingness to open your mind to a revolutionary new surgical alternative to rapid weight reduction. I would have something in here that's like, this might seem too good to be true, and I would have thought so myself until I had seen it with my own eyes. Hello, my name is Gabriel, and I'm going to share with you exactly why I know this new technology. I'm going to share with you exactly why this new technology is the only option for permanent weight loss reduction and why it can change your life in the process. So yeah, I think that looks good. I just think I would, change the beginning,
Yeah, it makes sense, because I'm looking at this, like, to me, it's like, I deal with this every day, so I don't see it even. So. Yeah.
So it's a new term, and that's fine. You just want to do a little education in the front end, and
yeah, because the therapy is called bioenergetic synchronization technique, and for whatever reason, well, because it's so new, it was kind of owned, or it's lots of kind of weird people looking into that. I don't know how to describe it. It sounds weird, even to me. When I saw this for the first time, I was like, "What the hell is that?" And
So it's basically, we're just kind of like educating them on what it is, So that's what I'd recommend for this. And I think you can do this for all three, So you could have, instead of having this be about the body, you could say, new program uses brand new therapy, which is field tested as an alternative surgical, as an effective surgical alternative for, healing your mind of stress, anger, and whatever. So if you wanted to use the same thing for everything, you probably could.
Yeah, and that's what I was a little bit like iffy about,
right?
Because if they're gonna be like, if it's a single funnel, yes, but if we have
if they're clicking around, then it's a little riskier.
Riskier. So that's why I was like, that's why I have those other options to see if you can actually, for you to look at and see, and get that glue somewhere, which is that therapy, used to use that glue to glue that concept, so it's sticky, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay. So I think let me see. Let's just look at the other ones real quick. And body. Let's see. Mind. Let's see. A new, I would say, new outside of the box cure for 342 common diseases.
And there's another option below.
Okay. New outside of the box cure for 342 common diseases is attacked by the medical industry because of the 92.8 cure rate. It's not believable. I think this looks great because you're, basically saying it's not believable, and you didn't believe it either. I would just say I did not believe it either until this, new breakthrough brought my 6-year-old son back to life. So I would say something like, my name is XYZ, and the following information I'm about to reveal to you is controversial. In fact, a lot of the medical industry is, up in arms because they don't want this type of alternative to surgery to catch on in the Western world. And you can do that to just basically demonize the medical industry. We all know the medical industry is into, profits at all costs, and, they'll cut a hole in you just to get to your wallet, and, all this stuff. And, and tell the story about Sean, and, and then, so yeah, I think this is good. I like this. You could even say something like, an open message for parents and other concerned citizens who are suffering health ailments but don't want to add another dollar to the medical industry's coffers. And then, I want to tell you about a new outside of the box cure for 342 common diseases, which is being demonized by the medical industry because of the 92.8% cure rate, which is, not believable for, which they say is not true or whatever. I think that's good.
And the face comes in, for face, I put 3 pieces together, so to speak, for you to look at. Hopefully you'll come up with some, maybe you have an idea how to formulate that. What kind of angle would you propose to use? So it's congruent with the rest.
But I think this, let's see. So yeah, I think these are good. You know, I would maybe even have them like without the, you know, and then you would kind of go into like, you know, the process again, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So does that help?
Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so instead of coming out and saying like one facial, or like instead of coming out and just saying that there's a one facial system, I would just say, because each face is unique, we've developed a new skincare line which stimulates your body's natural cellular, your body's natural anti-aging mechanisms. This means no surgery or painful procedures are needed to achieve the youthful look you desire. In fact, your cells do all the hard work for you. You just have to turn on your body's natural switches to fight aging. Here's how the process works. A brand new technology called, and then you kind of go into what is the technology, neuroplasticity. It's not surgery. It's not this or that, but it's a new method. And you go into the, you know, the story about Sean, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would and then if you have like it's backed by science or some kind of studies from Harvard or whatever, the more like proof or whatever you can put in there, the easier it's going to be to have people understand it and get on board with it and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because in this case, the one facial, because normally when you go to a spa and you spa over, there's usually a menu of facials, and the spa that my wife runs is just one facial. You come and they assess what you need, because sometimes people watch the latest commercials. Oh, I want this. So she said, no, you don't need it. But I have to. Well, so go somewhere else, she says. But some people she develop a following, so they come. And she said, we only do one facial, the one that suits you the best, you see. And she developed with this plastic surgeon. And again, she's just an esthetician, but she's so determined. So she developed her own skincare line that she uses, stuff like that. So that's why we call it one facial. But I see your point, because again, from your perspective, it's like, it's completely different than from mine. So obviously I'm going to take this into consideration.
Yeah, I would just take it in consideration, and basically like, we want to make it like as inviting as possible. So usually I don't talk about the product or,
you're right,
business in the headline, because it basically says, hey, I'm trying to sell you something.
Absolutely.
But, because each face is unique, we developed a new, you could say a new product, new method, which stimulates your body's natural anti-aging mechanisms. This means if you desire a facial but do not want surgery or painful procedures, you can achieve the youthful look you desire very easily. New paragraph. In fact, your cells do all of the hard work for you. You just have to turn on your body's natural switches to fight aging. And we've come along and sped up the process that your body naturally does. Here's how the process works and how it's completely safe and blah, blah, blah. A brand new technology called that's just more inviting,
Yes.
So, all right, man. Well, yeah, take another stab at it and then come back and we'll relook at it again.
Would that be possible for you to just give me one last kind of advice on the main headline that the one you saw, actually, that's one on top that starts with this one here. Like, I came up with this because I assume it's gonna be like glued to all what we're trying to say in our services and those body mind products. So like they use at the start they use the hideaway revolution. So I said, oh, what the hell, I'm gonna use that. They started researching the revolutions and I used it. But somebody said, what do you mean by this again?
Right. So yeah, I think so. The key to your stuff is like not that it doesn't work. It's just that you're going to have to educate them that there is a different way to do things than what they're currently seeing. They think that they're going to have surgery. They think they're going to have to do whatever. So I would say something like, did you know you can eliminate the cause of your physical and emotional symptoms? Did you know you can eliminate the causes of your physical? Did you know you can eliminate your physical and emotional symptoms with a proven new therapy, which unlocks new ways to rewire your brain for optimal performance? So, I mean, I think it's a little hard to like encompass all of them at one time, but I would say something like, did you know you can eliminate the causes of physical and emotional suffering using a brand new therapy, which has been field tested to naturally rewire your I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's not easy, I know.
But yeah, I think we're on the right track here. I would say like new therapy. So I would kind of take this, new therapy. you could even encompass it, new therapy, new therapy, new therapy, which has been field tested as an effective surgical alternative for weight reduction, emotional stress, and whatever the third one is.
The mind would, like, I was considering changing that to health, face, body health.
Oh, right. Yeah. So
is that weird?
Or new field tested therapy, proves to be a natural alternative to painful surgeries for your body, anti-depression pills for your mind, and therapy for your health. And then it's like discover all about this this three, like so, and then they would click on whichever one they want. So I think that's a little clearer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this better, but I would test it and see.
Okay.
All right, man. Hopefully that will get you closer to the goal, and a little bit more education, is probably needed. But I think this is a good step in the right direction.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, ciao.
Cheers. Okay. Awesome. Chat. Okay, you guys, everyone, a lot of people still here. Does anyone else have any questions or anything you want me to look at or see? I think today's lesson is really to go in there and use these. If you guys want to take a stab at these articles and come back and have me look at it next time, like the content articles for so I'll show you these David Ogilvy house ads, and then you can kind of go in here and get. I'm pretty sure you can get like PDF versions of them and kind of write your own version of the house ad, so like the tutorials and stuff that we talked about earlier. So I pasted that into the chat, and it's right here. You just look up David Ogilvy house ads, and it'll come up, and then you can, I think, download this and use it. Use these articles to so how to create advertising that sells. Here is the PDF, or the larger photo of that ad, So you can go in here and look at it, you know, and see how it says right here. Come on, doggone it. I got to get a new mouse, you guys. This is crazy. So right here, it says Ogilvy and Mather has created industrial advertising for over 200 of our clients in 30 countries. Here with all the dogmatism of brevity are some of the ways we have learned to get the best results. So model these articles for videos or articles of your own, and then like see the call to action. These are only a few of the ways to make industrial advertising more effective. Ogilvy and Mather has a 1-hour slide presentation with 75 more facts that can help make the difference between outstanding and mediocre industrial advertising. If you're interested in seeing the full presentation, please write your company letterhead. So there's a call to action there, right? So I would model this stuff. Again, here is the link. And then maybe try this at your own, and then put a, invite them to read, so the call to action with this tutorial would be go to a webinar, or, hey, go to this landing page where I sell you my product, or, find out more about our company and how we can help you get better results by going to this link. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but it also is very plain and very non-threatening, So hopefully that helps you guys. Thanks so much for staying on all this time. And it was a pleasure to help you. And, I think we got some great people in here. And I think the more, solutions and shortcuts and stuff you have are good. Also, definitely check out, this is one guy that I wanted people to check out at Todd's event, Ben Settle, who does a lot of storytelling based emails. So he basically has people opt into his list, and then sort of emails them a lot, like every day. But his stories are great, and he basically will pitch you a lot of the same products, just with a different story attached to it. So if you want to learn how to tell stories with emails that lead into sales, look at how he's framing his stories, his headlines, his subject lines, his going against common wisdom, and that's bensettle.com. So hopefully that'll help you guys as well. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to stop sharing, and it should do the recording. Okay, stop recording.